G'day guys, Dave the Train Guy here from the Hobby Man by Hearns. Well, today with Project TT, this is our 4th episode in the building of a layout project. So what we're going to concentrate on today is buildings. And at this early stage in the range, Hornby have provided a basic range of buildings which you could make into something really great. Now the range consists of, and we'll go through them one by one, a station, a goods shed, a signal box, water tower, and an additional waiting room. So this is only just the start, and there'll be lots of other items being added to the range as things progress. But what we'll just do a bit of an unboxing. It's so different and refreshing not to be unboxing a locomotive for a change. So the one we're unboxing today is the Dent railway station, which I believe is based on the Settler and Carlisle preservation railway. Well, I don't think it's actually a preservation railway, but these buildings are on that railway, and they're sort of a really nice, sort of a beautiful stone building with a lot of character. So they look just the part. Anyway, obviously it comes in a foam container. First impressions when you open it up is it's got a lot of wow factor, and it's the thing that I've been consistently impressed by is the fact that considering it's such a small scale, you've got some really good detail. So obviously twin peak tiled roof, we've got some nice detail around the doors, windows turning around, we've got a drain pipe, all this like fancy work around, all this fancy like timber lace work around the facade, or the fascia I should say, and onto the street side. Now these are cast in resin. I'll just turn them over there, but there's obviously plenty of room there if you wish to put a light in there, like an LED lighting system. That would probably enhance them and give them a lot more sort of warmth. Now with this kit we also get an additional waiting room, so you most likely have it to the right, I think. I suppose it wouldn't really matter. You can have it probably either way. There. Or there. You got a slight gap. But you could probably even have it on the other side of the track as well, I suppose, if you had it in a situation, yeah, like if you had a platform here and say a platform here, you'd put it in that format. Anyway, moving on. Actually, one thing I should have mentioned is the footprint that it takes up, and it clearly states it on the back here. The building itself is 140 mil that way by 76 that way and 73 vertically. So it's a lot of detail for a fairly sizable building in a small space. Right, on to the next one. Something a little bit different. Again, it's from the Settler and Carlisle Railway, and it's the signal box. It's a weatherboard structure. Tiny, but it's actually full of a lot of detail. You've got the steps, wire handrails, slate tiled roof, little finials, I think that's the correct term, door, window, and again, one of the benefits, or the beauty of this is that you could put a light in here again, or if you're really creative, you could most likely build a false floor inserted into here, and put signal levers, maybe a tiny LED light, could backlight it all, and even possibly put a signalman on the steps, and even point writing under here. So that's another possibility, but that would look definitely would look the part on an English layout in current day or in earlier times. Next item on the agenda is the water tower. That's what it looks like in the box. And sorry, I didn't mention before, there's the signal box, just to give you an idea what it looks like. Yeah. Okay, the water tower. Again, it's another brick structure, doorway and everything's glazed with windows. We even got you must have had a fireplace in there, which I find interesting. I'll just put it like that. Yeah, it just seems interesting that why you'd have a fireplace, but it doesn't detract at all. It actually enhances the model. Now the water tower was obviously designed for those uninitiated with why. It would have been used to hold water, so it would have been sourced probably from town or mains water supply, and it would have been pumped up into the top tank here. And I think that's the only thing missing from the range right now is the fact that they don't have a water crane in TT, but I'm guessing it's only going to be a matter of time. But anyway, this would have been for replenishing steam locomotives, obviously, so the water would have been pumped up into this top section. There's a representation of water. It's sort of again, it's made out of resin, so that could possibly be even enhanced again with some gloss varnish to give you the effect of water just settling there in the tank. Yeah. So, and you've got a wire handrail that goes down the top, and I switch it away as well. Moving along, that would give us now the engine shed. And I don't know whether, yeah, it's actually from the Settle and Carlisle Railway once again. That's what it looks like. And it does look really great again. Slate tile roof, and they're running in the same theme. It's got some downpipes. The window glazing is just embedded, just in the midsection of the wall. So it's not, so you've got a bit of a window frame there, but it's not like stuck onto the back, which I like. Obviously no detail on the inside, but that effect could be created by, obviously it's more about what you put in the shed than what you can or cannot see. Yeah. So we've got an A2. It just fits in there. I think the only downside is you probably couldn't put two sheds lengthways together, but then it's full of charm and full of character. And the other thing I forgot to mention, which is pretty obvious, yeah, it's a 2-track shed. And I guess when Hornby brings out some smaller engines, being tank engines, they would look just the part. All right, and to go along with it, to match it, they've done another piece of railway infrastructure, and this time it's the goods shed, so we'll unbox it. Okay, so the signature, or it's the space that it'll take up, is 178 millimeters by 75 millimeters by 90 millimeters. So this is your traditional English brick goods shed, and it's following into the usual tradition. It would have like a track running through it. Where are we? Yeah, so you'd have your track through there. Yeah, just on its side. There we go. Yeah, so obviously goods could be unloaded undercover. Slate tile roof. So this would have been back in the days when railways took a lot of care and pride in their infrastructure. And when you think about it, the fact that you have windows in a building like this where wagons would have been pushed through, I suppose it would have been just for daylight. Again, there's a small office here. All the windows are glazed. You can't fault them there. And on the street side, you've got rather large doors and a loading platform. So there you go, that's the goods shed. Yeah, the one thing I'm picking up is that all these buildings have all got fireplaces in them. Everything's got must be very cold. Right, now that would leave us with, and this is only just the current range, it will be expanded upon, but it's just a starting point, and we will use these in our layout going forwards. We have platforms, very essential. Now, once again, these are resin. They're double-sided. And you get two to a pack. Now you should actually see what this table looks like. I've got kits and buildings everywhere now. Alright, so it's got a brick fascia. It's already nicely weathered. White edge. You could actually use it as an island platform. Or you could just have it as a single face. Now to complement that, they also come up with a ramp, which is very traditionally English, and would just complement it just nicely. Again, you get 2 to a packet. Now we'll just have a go at building ourselves a bit of a station here. Now when you put these on your layout, you're probably going to have to like glue these down with wood glue or something. Obviously, because you've got to get a lot of this sort of thing. And they're quite weighty, but they're not going to just sit there on their own. Now, if you're going to use these in this format, you would probably have to build up this section here with a bit of some light foam or something like that. It's just to elevate the building and give it that earthed-in effect. So we can go over that at a later date. Now you could do the exact same thing on the other side. Or actually, what was I going to say? Yeah. You could have this main station there. The extra additional waiting room there. And if I got my fingers out of the way and everything stopped moving, you'd sort of get the idea. Now you could probably, yeah, for our overseas viewers, mainly probably if you're in North America where you have a different sort of a setup for stations. And it's a similar sort of format that they use in Australia, flat form. So a typical setup in Australia would be your station here. If it was sitting up there, obviously not that close to the running track, you'd have you could shed here. I mean, you probably have a track here, maybe 2 or 3 tracks. Then you'd have a siding for your goods shed. Now I know you can't see that, so I'll just bring a bit more into focus. Okay, so it'd be in that format there. And then you'd probably have your water tower, probably a bit of a distance away from the station, so it would be up here somewhere. And your signal box could probably most likely be towards the end of the platform. So we'd probably have this guy over here somewhere. And as for your engine shed, well, if it was a wayside station, you probably wouldn't have an engine shed, but if you did, you could actually have that some distance away again. And if you wanted to, you could also double up, or not have the goods shed there. You could actually probably maybe move the goods shed further down, and another row of platforms, say here, and put another waiting room. And you could have one situated here. So there you have it. They make it really easy. They're all beautifully detailed, and they can be lit because there's heaps of space on the inside for them. And things, especially like your signal box, when we go in there, we could actually scratch build lit points and levers and other interior detail. So anyway, that's it for today. And until next time, hooroo, and have fun with it as it's a hobby. Okay, until next time, bye.